Have you ever gone through the painstakingly long setup of Nemesis only to be haunted by the one question that will affect the whole game?
Which character should I choose?
That's an excellent question, Bill. Hi, Colin here with Red Beans and Dice. Today we're going to be going over the core set of Nemesis and the starting 6 characters that come with it. I'm going to be ranking them from 1 to 6 and telling you why I rank them in that order. So obviously number 6 is going to be my weak link of the characters. So let's start off with that character and we'll work our way down all the way to my number 1 pick, who I think is the best character in Nemesis. To quote Dave Chappelle from Half Baked, "Thank you, scientist." And coming in at number 6 is our scientist. So the scientist starts out with a horrible pistol weapon that has, I believe, 3 shots in it and doesn't do anything if you roll a double on it. A lot of the scientist's character cards are going to be used in a room with a computer, so if you are in a room without a computer, you are plumb out of luck. Coming in at number 5 is going to be the pilot. The pilot has a lot of really cool things going for it, but if you're not in the cockpit, then the pilot really does not do much. The pilot's knowledge of the ship card is a really good card. It lets you look at a tile and check what the room is and then place it back down, which can be really helpful while you're exploring and trying to get to different locations, but it's just not enough for her to be ranked higher on my list. The pilot's old friend card is also very useful, but you have to be in a working room, which a lot of the times they are not working, and it has to be without a computer, so there's just way too many things going on there for me to give her a better ranking. Coming in at my number 4 spot is going to be the engineer. I love the engineer. As soon as you pick him, you think of all the possibilities, the cool cards, the crafting that you're going to be going through, but very rarely does it actually help me out. I do love his pyrotechnics card, which allows you to put out a fire, which can be very pesky. If there's a room that you want to get into and you haven't drawn a fire extinguisher yet, it can be great. You don't have to use that hand spot for the fire extinguisher either. He has a technical corridors card, which lets you actually move from one room with a technical corridor to another one. I believe you have to discard all of your cards after that, so it's something you want to use at the end of your turn. Coming in at number 3 on my list is going to be the captain. So the captain has a couple different things going on for him. One is that he starts with a weapon that has 6 shots in it. And if he hits with one, his character trait lets him take another shot without using a card to perform the action. You can just go ahead and keep shooting until you miss. Now, the downside of the captain's pistol is that the only way you can reload it is through a reload card that is in your hand. So if you fire off 4 shots and you've only got 2 left, it's going to take multiple turns to circulate through your deck to get that one reload card that is in there, and that's the only way you can put it back, ammo back onto the weapon. It is not an energy weapon. So whether you're playing a semi-co-op game or a co-op game, I believe the captain is absolutely amazing because he has a couple cards where he can actually manipulate a character against their will to move them into a room without their permission. Now, if you're playing a co-op game, he also has a card that you can play where everybody in the room will draw an extra card, essentially giving everybody an extra action, which can really go a long way down the road, down the stretch in your co-op game. Coming in at number 2 on my list is going to be the soldier. He is the damage dealer of the group. He is going to be unloading massive amounts of damage onto the intruders. He's great for protecting the area. Covering Fire is a great card that the soldier has. It's going to be letting you move in and out of combat, or if you're in the same tile with another character, you can have them move out of there if you want. So if somebody has the egg and they need to get to an escape pod to get out of there because that's one of your objectives, that's a great card to use. The soldier also has a card called Full Auto, which allows you to use all of the ammunition in the gun, and each 2 ammo that you discard, it's going to do an automatic damage onto that intruder. So there's a great possibility of doing high damage onto something, and if you have the extra energy charges and you're feeling a little frisky, you can let loose with that. Also, Nerves of Steel are going to allow you to disregard a surprise attack from an intruder if that ever comes along, which they do. So it's a great card to keep in your hand to dodge a potential contamination card or a serious wound. And finally, last but not least, coming in at number 1 is going to be the Scout. The Scout is amazing. She has combat cards. She has cards that let you move around without making noise. She has the ability to escape, draw a card, to fire, draw a card, just so many things going on. Her starting weapon has 4 ammo, but there's no negative perks to it, no positive perks, which makes it an okay weapon, but still it's an energy weapon. You can find those in the red and the yellow deck, not a big deal. The Scout's Reconnaissance card is really what makes her the #1 pick for me. It's a card that lets you move into a neighboring room without rolling for noise, which is absolutely so important for Nemesis. There's so many times where you want to move into a room where you have to try to hibernate or get into a cockpit, and you don't want to gunk up that room with noise in the surrounding area, because once you try to enter the hibernation chamber or the cockpit or the escape pod, then you're going to have to roll for noise. And if all those rooms are clear around you and you haven't gunked it up with noise, it's going to make it that much easier for you to escape and win the game. The Scout is also going to give you so many options to grab items from the deck. She has 2 search cards, a scavenge card, which is actually going to let you search the room if there's no searches left in there. It does cost 2, I believe, but it's still a great option if you've got nothing else going on. Also, she has a character trait, which is going to allow you to draw 3 cards, 1 from each color of the deck if you are in a gray room, which is just a great ability to go ahead and get something, that missing item for crafting or the energy cell that you've been needing so badly. So she's going to be my #1 pick, and all those reasons are why I picked her. And I believe that's it for our character selection. So that is the starting 6 characters from Nemesis Ranked. I hope you enjoyed my video. Leave me something down in the comments below. Let's fight a little bit. Let's get into it. Tell me what your opinions are. Let me know if you thought the Engineer should have been ranked higher, the Scout's not as good as you think, that I think she is. Let me know. No wrong answers. So anyway, thanks for watching my videos, and I'll check you guys later.